Hey guys, welcome back to Lindasresinroom. So today I am using the JHKL resin. It's epoxy resin. It's a 1-to-1 resin, A to B, and it is by volume. So I did mix it up by volume. I did 3.5 ounces of part A, 3.5 ounces of part B, and I've got 7 ounces in my cup. It does got quite a few bubbles in there, but guys, I'm a vigorous stirrer, so I always have a lot of bubbles. I am going to put it in the debubbler, but I am going to, before I do that, I am going to measure out 15 gram in this cup here. And then I'll tell you guys what we're going to do today. Okay. I don't know how long it's going to take this resin to heat up. I don't know if it will heat up. Some do, some don't. So we're going to try it. I want to do a lace effect around the edge with a bloom in the center and turn this into a little bowl. I don't know if a bloom will work in this resin, and every time I get a new resin, I like to see if I can get a bloom. So I thought we would do it with this mold today. And I'm measuring out 15 gram first because it's going to be the white for around the edge, and I don't have to wait for it to get to temp. But I am going to put them in the debubbler. Now when I do my lace effect, I like the Let's Resin Ocean White Epoxy Resin Pigment because I think it works the best. And I'm going to put 4 drops in here. You could do 3 drops. Let's do 3. I like to do twice as many as I would for a bloom. Just squeeze that, let it drop. There's 1. Come on, you can drop. 2. The third one's a little heavy. And then I've got my cup for when we go to do the bloom. But I want to get this mixed up where it's going to go around the edge. Sorry guys, turn your volume down if you don't like the scraping of the cup. I do want to get this mixed up first. That way I can throw it in the debubbler because it's going around the edge and I don't want bubbles around that edge. And 15 gram of resin for this mold is plenty. I'm going to do, my colors are going to be ruby and blueberry. And in this white around the edge, I think I'm going to put in a little bit of this Octopus Resin Ink Fluids Night Blue. I want it to have a little blue tint. 1, 2. Let's see what color this night blue is. I might have to put in a different one. Oh, I like that blue. That's a pretty blue. Okay. Just get this mixed up here. Make sure you scrape your edges and get all of that paste that may have stuck. And I know the resin ink sticks to the side. Okay. There we go. There's a little white. It's still on the stick. I don't want a streaky color. So make sure you get all that white mixed in there. This mold is from Pouring Your Heart Out. I've had it for a long time. I've just only used it once, which was the other day. And I'm going to tell you guys something here in just a moment. So you will only hear it this one time in this video until the time comes. So let me get these in the debubbler. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I got that in the debubbler. Sorry about the noise if you can hear it. I have the Resiners Air Pro Bubble Remover. And Resiners, there is a discount code and link in the description for so much % off their products. If you guys use any of their stuff. I don't remember how much the percentage is. I'd have to look. But anyways, what I was going to say is I bought this mold from Pouring Your Heart Out a long time ago. I didn't realize I'd already had it and must have bought another because I have 2. I don't need 2 of these molds. And I have been growing a lot of followers here lately. So I thought what I would do with this extra one is once I reach 1,000 followers, give this away as a gift. I will pay shipping. up to $50 US. So if you're overseas and it's going to cost me more than $50 to ship this, which I don't think it would, then we'll figure something else out for you. And we'll do somebody else for this. But I really think I can ship it to you for that. It doesn't weigh much. So, and I know I ordered it from Australia. So I know what I think it was like maybe that combined with shipping and the price of the mold when I bought it. But I don't want to leave anybody out. So I think that's only fair. So you'll never hear me say that again to mention this. But once we hit 1,000 followers, somebody is going to win this. Don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'll figure that out. I've got plenty of time, I think. Alright guys, I'm going to put you back on a brief hold. Let my resin finish in the debubbler. Let it get to, well, I won't let it get to temp because we're going to go ahead and pour the blue around the edge. But as soon as it's done in the debubbler, I'll see you back in just a moment. Alright guys, I'm back. This has been in the debubbler for 6.5 minutes. I'm just going to stir it up just a little bit. I know I'm going to put bubbles in there. I'm hoping it'll degas very well. But I want to get the temp of it. So like I said, it's only been in there 6.5 minutes. And it's, okay, right at 32. So we're close. That means this resin's not going to take long to heat up. So it's not going to have that long of a work time. So let's take our blue. And let's see if I can pour this around the edge best I can without jerking everywhere. I have such a hard time doing this. I'd love to be able to hold still like everybody else. But when you have a familiar trimmer, which just means a trimmer that runs in the family, it's more genetics. It doesn't really, not caused by anything other than genetics. Trying to get it to go up to the edges on some of these places. That way I don't have to push it up in there. If I can get it to go on its own, it'll be so much easier. Okay. It looks pretty good. Just going to finish pouring it all out. It's probably too much, but don't want to waste it. All right. I'm going to set that to the side. Lay my little stick down. Now, let's see. Where are we at? Are we at temp yet? Hope you guys can see this here. Perfect. 33.6. I'm going to measure out. You only need 10. So let's just do 10 for our white, for our bloom. So don't do the whole thing of bloom, just a little bit in the center of bloom. Okay, I went over. Okay, we're going to leave it at 10.2. I got to turn it off though so it don't drive me crazy. Now let's just pour clear resin in here. Hope this works. Not sure exactly how much this mold holds. It's still got a little room left. Maybe if I did 7, it probably holds 9 or 10 ounces. The way you guys will know. So for whoever wins that other one, you'll know how much resin you need. I'd mix up 10 if you're going to fill the whole tank. Okay. Let's see if I can get the rest of this out of here, and then go around this cup once. Scrape it. Let that drip off there. I just don't want it to drip on me. I'm going to put my cup over here, if I can, and let it drain. I'm going to drip this everywhere, aren't I? There we go. That's going to drip. There we go. All right, let's clean this stick off. I can throw it out of the way. Now, let's drop some ink. I think I'm going to do the red first. I'm just going to go around up here. That's pretty, isn't it? That is Ruby by Deco-Rom. And then this is Blueberry by Deco-Rom. I'm just going to go in between these with the blueberry right at the bottom. So this is all going to pull to the center. And then there are a few bubbles in the center. All right. I think I'll put a drop of Ruby in there. Now, I only need 1 drop of my bloom paste. Y'all know I like my bloom for my blooms. So I'm just going to squeeze that, let 1 drop form. Probably should have used a smaller stick. I'm just going to mix this up. You want your white. Sorry guys, turn your volume down if you don't like the scraping of the cup. You want your white to look like skim milk. You don't want it to be too heavy. Too heavy and it's all going to sink and blob on you. You want your resin to reach 33 to 36 degrees to do a bloom. That way it will thicken the resin up to be able to hold the white paste. White paste is very heavy. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to pop a few of those little bubbles with some heat. And I'm going to pinch this cup, put my paper towel right up under that lip, and I'm going to just roll this around in a circle. Okay, I think that is plenty big enough. And there's my little drip. And I still got plenty of paste. I may have used half of it. Now, let's get our little dotting tool. I do have my favorite dotting tool, but I don't know. There it is right in front of me. Okay. What we're going to do, if there was any blobs, you want to pull those through so they don't sink. And then I'm just going to take on each one of these edges, points, I'm going to pull in. I don't think I want to pull out though. I just want to do the end. And then I'm just going to take my center and I'm going to swirl it out. And then I'm going to swirl back in. And that's it. We can clean my little dotting tool off. Let that cure up. The white is blooming. I'm hoping for all these striations around the edge from where we made that blue so thick. And like I said, I'm not sure how long this resin's going to take to thicken up and cure up enough to where it's not sticky and it'll pull away from the edge that we can shape it into a bowl. I start checking usually around 4 hours and check every 30 minutes after. I've had some take 4 hours. I've had some take 10 hours. Different resins cure different. All right, guys? So we'll let this cure up until it's not sticky, and it will easily pull away from the edge of the mold, and we'll shape it into a bowl. So I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, so it's been around 5 hours, and this is pulling away very well. You can see it's still very flexible, and it's touch dry. So we're going to shape it into our bowl. I've made it a little thicker than what I usually do. Ooh, my white kind of blobbed, didn't it? I think it's still pretty. I actually kind of like it. My blue didn't give me the striations I was hoping for, but yeah, takers can't be choosers. Let's just see if I can get this down in here. We'll let this sit for 24 hours before I pop them out. I always do 24 hours when I'm making a bowl. This one still needs to go down some, I think. Okay. Alright guys, we will let this cure up, and then I will see you guys in 24 hours for me and just a few moments for you all. We'll demold this and see how our bowl turns out. I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, this should be cured up, so let's just pop our bowl. Use a plastic bowl so you can bend it, because when you can bend it, then you can pop it loose. There it goes. It doesn't stick to plastic. That is really pretty. I like the blobs in this piece. Usually I don't like blobs. I like them in that. Love the colors. Alright guys, I'll see you back for the next video. Bye for now.